Heard a lot about this show, the ExCandidates.
This has been a pretty thorough interview.
These institutions which we've been told to respect and trust are actually completely untrustworthy.
Have you confirmed that you are negative before attending tonight if you are unvaccinated?
I still see people with masks on and driving, and they're in the car by themselves.
So you can pay my electricity bill, you thieving little spiff.
We're teaching them about what it means to be a pansexual instead of teaching them how to do your taxes.
It's no for me. I say no to the voice.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the ExCandidates. My name is Stephen Tripp, joined as always by Adam Zara. How you going, Adam?
I'm pretty good, Stephen. How you going, mate?
Very well, thanks. And how have you been this week?
This week's been all right. I'm starting to really feel the pinch of the, I guess, the cost of living starting to really catch up to me as well. We just tradies working, 6-7 days a week, and then the work started to slow down. So now we're all starting to feel it, and no one's immune from this. So we need to really see why. I just keep saying to people, why are they going away from coal when it's the cheapest, most reliable form of energy that we have, and it's abundant in Australia? And people seem to really kind of like why are they doing that? Like most cases, I mean, I'm just in a small town that we all work pretty hard. We're all blue collar people, and they're all kind of like, why are they doing these things to us? So that's what we talk about. But anyway, I'd like to say to our viewers, welcome, and also check us out on Rumble and Spotify. Make sure you subscribe, and we want to hear from you as well. So if you have any questions that you'd like us to ask our guests, please just put it in our comments and our messages and things like that. We're all totally findable on social media at the moment, even though we do get cut out and then shadow banned and whatnot. But find us and talk to us, please, because we have the opportunity to ask amazing people, just like our special guest we have on tonight, to ask the questions.
And on tonight's show, we have an actress, author, and the host of the whiterabbit podcast, Nicola Charles. How are you tonight, Nicola?
I'm good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. Can you give us a little bit of a background of who you are, if people are not aware?
Oh, gosh. I don't really talk about who I was before the scamdemic. It's strange because they've really managed to brainwash us into thinking that what came before doesn't matter. So it's quite strange. But yeah, as you say, I was an actress and a model for 30 years. I'm pretty old. I've written 4 books. I had a small Australian boutique publishing company which helped me publish my books because some of the content, which was obviously telling the truth about my childhood, and in particular an incident of childhood sexual abuse that occurred to me, was a bit tricky for publishers to publish. So someone had the idea, well, why don't you just become a publisher and then you can publish it? And I was like, wow, what a fantastic idea. And so I helped other people who had quite raw stories themselves in Australia publish as well. I was on Neighbours off and on for 15 years playing Sarah Beaumont. That's probably where most people know me from. And then just prior to the 2020 election, well, actually around 2016, I guess, I was supporting Donald Trump online in a world that I believed was free, with freedom of speech and freedom of thought and freedom to debate. I went to university and did a business and finance degree, and I was taught to think critically, think logically, and think freely. And that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. And so I said, as Donald Trump was leaving just prior to 2020, I said, I think it was early in 2020, I said, thank you for being the best president for America in my lifetime. And just a tidal wave of hate came my way. And of course, this whole Orange Man bad thing had started. I'm a fan of Orange myself, as my watchers of my podcast will know. And it was really strange. And so my life sort of pivoted in that moment. I got deplatformed from Twitter, an account I'd had for 11 years. Which was just Neighbours fans. It was just innocent people. Most of them in the UK were on the dole watching a soap. I got
And it's always divide and conquer. They always use that. They play everyone off each other, and they don't want people unifying when we're all one people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if we did unify, then how could they possibly stop us? But
yeah.
We probably should wrap it up there. Now, can you let everyone know how do they find the White Rabbit podcast and keep up to date with everything that you're doing?
So the best way to find it is to go to my Twitter at allbitenobark88, and there's a link on there in my bio. It's behind a paywall for a very simple reason. I was deplatformed from Spotify, and that was not monetized. And so if you monetize something, because as I said, we live in a corporatized world, if something is making money, it's less likely to be deplatformed. So you can jump on for $1 a month, £1 a month. I'm cheaper than the Herald Sun, so knock yourself out and swallow a truth pill every now and then.
Yeah. So that's on Patreon, is it?
Patreon, yeah. It's pretty good so far, but all my conservative friends in America are worried they're going to deplatform me, but I'll come back somewhere else if they do that.
Yeah, because I lost you on Podbean. I was following you on Podbean.
That was through Spotify, yeah.
Yeah, is that Podbean Spotify, is it?
Yeah, it was through Spotify, and so I think it was, they were very unhappy. I got a message. I did a podcast called The Great Poisoning. I'm sure you can imagine why they were upset by that.
Yeah.
What was it called, sorry?
The Great Poisoning.
Great Poisoning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, before you go, I've got a quick question. Elon Musk, friend or foe?
I'm still on the fence. Still on the fence. He's a very clever guy. And here's the thing. They did this in Mao's China, right? If you wanted to isolate and identify your smartest, most intellectual and worrisome enemies, give them freedom of speech. That's where we are.
You're not meant to scare us on the last.
On that note, we're all laughing and carrying. But on that note, that was amazing. So we should. That should have been the last point. But Stephen, come on, mate.
Come on, give us a little bit of hope, something to strive for.
I will give you hope. I will give you something to strive for. We are the 99%, and as Stephen said, if we all stick together, my husband's Greek. I'm half German, half Brazilian. I've got 3 kids. One of them is gay. If gay, straight, trans, black, white, Italian, Greek, European, American, we all club together, and we are. You can see that we are. We've all had enough. Nobody cares who's what anymore. Then they can't do this to us. We have a massive power, and it's the power to say no. And a law just got passed in Slovenia yesterday that is a civil right to still use cash even after they bring in the digital ID and digital currency. So we need to strive for things like that because cash is our freedom. So, I mean, look, we're doing this podcast. There are so many fantastic people around. And unlike them, we're not driven by money. We have to exist in their monetized world. But we put people first. And there are more good people, and there always will be more good on this planet than evil. And that's why they will expire, hopefully very, very soon.
Oh, awesome.
That's better.
Now I'm full of hope. Now I've got a big smile on my face and I'm full of hope.
All right, Nicola, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. And good luck with everything that you're doing with the White Rabbit podcast. Hopefully we can have you back on again in the future to keep up to date with everything that's happening. Thank you, Adam, again, for tagging along as always. And thank you, everyone, for watching. It's been a pleasure to do this podcast and get this information out there. So if you've enjoyed this, please share it around to everyone that you know, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.